Everyone, welcome to Shop Talk at the Game Store. I'm Brian Blevins,
Alfred Bonnnabel,
and this is our brand new weekly video podcast done right here in lovely Jacksonville at the actual game store.
the game store.
We're right smack down in the middle. It's like we got books everywhere.
Yeah,
Alfred's actually, you can't see this.
Yeah.
Alfred's sitting on a stack of books.
It is. It's quite comfortable.
He's able, comics everywhere. It's out of control.
Yeah.
We basically got a chance to move into this location. I'm Brian Blevins. I'm the former owner of Game Zone Alpha. We moved into this location, wanted to bring something amazing to Jacksonville. We were very lucky to get this space, and for those of you who do not get a chance to come make it, we kind of wanted to bring it in, let you take a look at it, and maybe get a chance to come visit us.
Yeah.
For those of you who have not been here and do not know us, Alfred, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
All right. Well, again, my name's Alfred Bonnnabel. I'm the host and the primary on the Alfred Effect. So you can find me on YouTube or on my website, thealfredeffect.com. But no, I'm a lifelong gamer. So I love all types of games, role-playing games, board games, card games, video games. I'm a huge collector of all things gaming. So love it, lifelong fan. So very happy to be here with you, Brian.
And we're happy to have you for sure.
And this is an amazing location. I mean, hands down, this is the largest video game or the largest gaming store period that I've ever seen. It is insane. You could get lost.
I will tell you, it is very impressive, and I'm not just saying that because I'm involved with the ownership.
Okay.
Like I am saying it like I have been to tons of game stores.
Oh yeah.
And I was a little overwhelmed when I thought about taking over this location, but I figured that I'd be able to make it happen. And with a great group of people that we have that work here, we were able to make it a reality. And it is by far one of the best places that I've seen. And I'm not just people think that I'm that I definitely have,
you're biased, but
opinion. But I mean, really, like this is one of the best that I've seen.
Yeah.
You've
got it all.
Everybody who comes in, I mean, we're sitting at like 50 reviews, and every person talks about how amazing the place is. I'm very, very humbled by it for sure, especially from the other stores that we've led into this. But man, I'm very excited to be able to bring this not only to the community, but to the community of Jacksonville. People would expect a place like this to be in Little Rock. But we're lucky enough to bring it here.
I mean, heck, I've been to game stores in large cities that weren't this big, that had this much stuff. I mean, it is amazing just the sheer amount of gaming goodness here.
And just to let you guys know, what we do here is we deal in collectible card games like Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh, Force of Will, Pokemon,
My Little Pony.
My Little Pony for sure. We got the ponies and the bronies hanging out up here. Then we deal in miniature games like Warhammer 40K, Infinity, Flames of War. Started dabbling a little bit in Robotech.
Got Attack
Warhammer
Wing.
Fantasy, Attack Wing kind of runs into the whole scheme of board games, but we got Star Wars Attack Wing, D&D Attack Wing with dragons that fight. Star Wars X-Wing, which is great.
And Armada now.
So. And Armada and Imperial Assault. And it is, I'm not going to say that, like, this may come off really weird, but now is the best time to be a nerd.
Dude, I was just about to say that.
It is the best time to be a nerd.
I swear this is probably the golden age of gaming. It is amazing sheer
our movies are the ones that are taking over the box office.
Yeah.
Like our TV shows are number one. I mean, we're our genre is getting the recognition that it finally deserves after all this time.
I mean,
and it's bittersweet.
You can find awesome classic games like Catan or Munchkin at Target.
And Walmart.
And Walmart. I mean, I never thought that you'd be able to do that, but gaming this really is the best time to be into gaming, to be a geek nerd, a gert.
We also deal in miniature. We got miniature games. We got card games. We got board games.
Board games.
Probably one of the best selections of board games in the state.
No.
I say we're rivaled by Table Play, which is located in Conway. Table Play has, I mean, have a store dedicated to board games.
100%,
I mean, I think we rival him. He actually may have a better selection than me. I don't know, but I think we're pretty much on par with each other. But
amazing.
I mean, best board game selection, and then of course comics.
Gosh, yes.
I mean, we worked really hard. I used to have comics before over at the Blue Building back when it started flooding and everything. But I didn't bring it over to the other Game Zone app when we moved into the bigger location. But it was something that I wanted to bring back.
Right.
I mean, I needed to bring it back. People needed to have access to this.
Mm-hmm.
There are a couple other comic book shops in Arkansas.
Yeah.
I needed to have this to show people, what a full-on store looked like.
Yeah.
And man, the people, again, my employees, they helped make this a success, and I mean, it just looks incredible.
It is truly amazing, and don't forget role-playing games too. I mean, we've got
games. A new D&D 5th edition came out right as we opened.
Yeah.
Huge success.
Oh yeah.
4.0, like people were so I don't want to use the word butthurt, but they were a little irritated about 4th edition and how many things that Wizards of the Coast just throwing at them.
I truly believe that a lot of the people that left Dungeons and Dragons and went to other game systems like Pathfinder or any other rule system, a lot of them are really starting to kind of come back once they give 5th edition a try, because I mean, and I was a skeptic too, because I had my doubts, but 5th edition is pretty solid. And then of course Paizo's still bringing awesome stuff on Pathfinder. A lot of good things there. So, and then got Star Wars: Edge of the Empire.
Pathfinder, we weren't able to when Pathfinder came out. It was 3.5, which everyone loved. Some even called it 3.75 because it was an add-on to 3.5. I mean, we couldn't keep it in stock, and now it's like almost the reverse. Like nobody really wants to get into Pathfinder. Everybody wants to check out D&D 5th edition.
Yep.
One of the biggest benefits about 5th edition also is, man, they've not bombarded people with stuff.
Yes.
I mean, they have been almost to the point of stingy with their stuff, and it has made people's mouths salivate and
they're kind of doing the
ready for the next set to come
I guess
out.
kind of the Apple thing, that artificial limitation, of supply. But yeah, I mean, completely. And I would have to say they probably did learn from the mistakes, because 4th edition flooded the market. 3.5 and 3rd edition both flooded the market with books.
Just like with everything, though, they finally realized that it's quality, not quantity, that people want. I mean, they have what, 7 books out right now?
Yeah.
And,
I mean,
and their 7 books are better than the 18 Pathfinder books that are out right now.
Well, and one of the big things too is they haven't started doing a bunch of rules supplements. I mean, you've got your 3 core books and then some adventures. I mean, they're good adventures too. I mean, they're not just something someone scribbled out real quick. They're really solid books. Everything's been in hardcover and amazing artwork and everything else. So Wizard, I mean, they learned a lesson, and I think they're really kind of bouncing back.
Yeah, they're definitely doing really well.
Uh.
And that's the show. So thank you. Oh, no, I'm just kidding. We have so much stuff to go over.
That's the tip of the iceberg. Yeah.
We also have video games, which are going to be coming soon. We're dealing with retro games, which you're excited about.
Oh gosh, man. I can't wait.
We got some awesome retro stuff in.
Can't wait.
Hoping we get some stuff that some people haven't seen before. It's going to be pretty neat.
Got some holes in my Super NES library that need filling, So.
Definitely. Man, Super NES is such a good deal. So what we want to do here, like I said, this is a weekly show. We're going to try to touch on everything that happens throughout the week. We have a lot to catch up on because this is our first show, so we have weeks to catch up on. We wanted to make sure that we had our grand opening this weekend, which went extremely well. Tons of new faces, tons of new gamers, I mean, I've
I had
always
trouble finding parking yesterday.
man, it
Gosh.
was insane.
I mean, it was crazy.
We had over 100 people in the store at one time yesterday, and we have 5 employees that were in here helping.
Yeah, it's
I'm
nuts.
pretty sure the free pizza had something to do with it too.
Oh, well, yeah.
And they devoured the pizza.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Papa John's was lucky enough. We were lucky enough to have Papa John's, who was next door to us, sponsor 20 pizzas. Man, we got the 20
Man,
pizzas.
they went through 20.
Went through 20 pizzas like it was nothing.
Man.
Like it was nothing. Ate it up. Man, it was just great. We had Central Arkansas board game. Central
Arkansas Geek Club.
Yeah, Geek Club.
Doing their board
Central
game night.
Arkansas Geek Club doing their meetup here.
Say that 3
That
times
was great.
fast.
No, I'm not going to. Thank you. And then our regular guys that come in and play. We had 40K players in here, and I was really surprised we had so many people because Friday was really lax with people, and I attribute it to the almost 500,000 people that were at the Bass Pro Shop in Memphis, and then Memphis and Bay.
Yeah.
And we probably should have thought about all that before we had our grand opening during Memphis and Bay and everything. And then all those people that we had coming in yesterday was Free Comic Book Day.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So
that was
we had
big.
free comic books for people.
That was big.
I mean, yesterday was amazing and is exactly what we wanted to bring to the community. So we were able to get a very good idea, a taste of things to come, if you will.
And I would say one of the things that I really like about coming here, because I mean, I come in here with my son very regularly. Nice people, he and I could be sitting playing a game, and folks will just come up and start talking to us. It just as polite as can be, everyone's really cool, and I mean, you can ask anyone about anything. Hey, what you playing over there? Gladly tell. I mean, it is. I really get that feeling of community. A lot of regulars here, a lot of new faces too.
It's really weird too because moving from all the different stores, like we moved from the big store over here behind. We actually closed down Game Zone Alpha and bought all their stuff over here for the game store and brought it over here. I don't know if maybe it's just because the ceilings are higher and it's a little brighter. I mean, like, it is a different vibe. It's a different atmosphere altogether.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had people that that have been upset over the years at Game Zone Alpha. People who just were never going to come into the store, just come in and be in awe of everything that was there, the community that's here.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like, without the community event, I wouldn't have anything. So, I mean, it was really good to just see the huge...
It's good peoples.
Yeah, good people.
Good peoples.
For sure, good people.
Good peoples.
But yeah, with that, we want to bring our views, some reviews and stuff to the masses via the Facebook page and also our YouTube channel. We have a website. It should be done any day now. You can check us out online at www.thegamestore.com. That's www.thegamestore.com. Also, you can check us out on Facebook, The Game Store. And we have a Twitter account. We're in the process of Twitter trying to actually get the account that we want to have. But right now, you can follow us at The Game Store 1. At The Game Store 1.
It's the number 1, right?
The number 1.
Number 1.
Number 1. Uno mas.
Yeah.
Number 1. But we're going to touch on some things and go ahead and get started. Talk about Magic the Gathering. You ever play Magic the Gathering?
I've heard of it. Maybe this one time someone said something about it.
It's kind of a big deal. It's kind of a big deal.
I mean,
it has many leather bound.
It's just kind of a little thing, it's like a fad or something,
Fun fact: Magic the Gathering, most played game in the world next to chess.
Really?
Would never guess that. Huh?
I would never. I kind of figured, like tic-tac-toe or something.
Yeah, it is.
That is amazing.
Is absolutely insane.
And it's been around now. It's what, 20?
Created by Richard Garfield back in 1995. So about 20 years this year.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, I'm old.
Well, we're both old. But no, that's very impressive.
Yeah, so
very
there's
impressive.
New changes that have been talked about for a while with Magic, the way the sets break down and when sets rotate out. In the game of Magic, you have a core set, which is the main building block for 1 year.
Yep.
And all the other expansions go on top of it. Like they have blocks of 3.
Okay.
Sometimes it's a large set, a small set, and another large set, or it's just a large set and 2 medium sets. But now they have a weird block system that they're trying to manage.
Oh, really?
And then the core sets are going away. The last core set, which is Magic Origins, is coming out here in a couple months. There's many different formats to the game. Standard, which is always the most current and the most popular. Then there's Modern, which is the most recent old stuff that you can play. They're coming out with a version called Modern Masters, which reprints a lot of these hard-to-find cards. So we have that coming. And then there's Legacy, which is basically all the cards together with some modifications. Some people, are not allowed to play the really high-end, expensive cards that destroy people. But,
so you mean I can pull out my Ice Age deck?
Yeah, you can play your
Jester's Cap, you man.
Yes, you can definitely Jester's Cap some people if you want to play Vintage.
Yeah.
Like, not necessarily in the other. And then we have Commander, which is really popular up here at the game store.
Yeah.
You can only have one of any card that's not a basic land. Build a deck you play against everybody else, 100-card deck. You have a Commander, which is a legend, and all the cards in your deck can only be the colors or color of the mana symbol of your commander. So if you have a blue-black Commander, you can only have cards that are blue, black, or blue-black. They can't be red, green, or anything.
Kind of like that.
But yeah, so we've got Modern Masters 2 coming out. Ton of people looking forward to it. It's awesome. It's going to be a great release.
When's it due out?
And I believe it's due out towards the end of the month.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I meant to look up the actual release date before we started the broadcast, but I didn't get a chance to do it. So, and Magic Origins comes out like next month.
Wow.
So it's a lot of Magic coming out really quick.
Man.
And then they just introduced a new version, a new way to play Commander competitively one-on-one, which is Tiny Leaders.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's the same as Commander, except you can only use casting costs 3 or less.
Yes.
In your deck. It's the same thing, just 3 or less, and less cards. So it's not 100 cards. I think it's around 50. I think it's a 50-card deck. But so a lot of people really excited about that. Here at the game store, we're trying to push to give people more events, higher payouts, so people have access to the cards. That's the biggest, I don't even want to say problem with the game. You have the people that are ultra competitive at playing the game, and then you have the people that play for fun.
Yeah.
And then you have people that just want to play. They just want to fit in.
Yeah.
And the people that are ultra competitive, they just destroy people. The people that like to play, just to be playing the game, sometimes they win every now and then, and we had to find a good balance with giving away prizes and stuff for tournaments because we didn't want the people who are ultra competitive just coming in and taking all the prizes.
It's just dominating
those
everything.
People don't want to do so.
So
that's why we make sure we give packs to every person, and everybody wants to win something, which is pretty good.
Everyone's a winner.
Everyone is a winner.
Everyone's a winner.
And they feel like winners too. We try to help them out, try to build up stuff. But
awesome.
One of the biggest things we want to start doing is having Saturday events. And and we haven't really made this announcement, but I'll go ahead and make the announcement now, exclusive to the chat. We have a tournament coming in June. It's going to be a standard tournament, and one person at random from the standard event is going to receive free Magic the Gathering for a year.
What?
Free Magic for one entire year.
What?
Yeah, what that consists of is every time there's a new set, which there's a lot of sets coming out. Anytime there's a new set, like for standard, you get a fat pack, which is a 9-pack box, carrying box, die, and a booklet that tells you all the cards in the set. 36-count booster box, and a pre-release box, so you're guaranteed one spot in the pre-release for every pre-release now until next year.
Wow.
So, and that's not even the price for winning.
Yeah.
That way we actually get people that want to come play,
and
someone who is hardcore just doesn't come in and walk away with everything. Because
That
we
is
want the people to have
amazing.
access to these cards.
That's amazing.
Yes, and we got some other things up our sleeves,
Yeah.
but that's the main one. That's the main one.
That is
But
freaking amazing.
you saw all the people play Magic here yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, there's a solid community of Magic
The
players.
Commander players are hardcore Saturdays. They like to come in at 6 o'clock and they like to play till we kick everybody out. We're open till midnight. If you go look on our door, it actually says midnight plus.
Yeah.
The reason it says that is because we're open till midnight plus a little bit of time. So
you don't have to go home, but you gotta get there.
you definitely do not have to go home, but you cannot
Waffles.
stay here. Yeah, Waffle House. Why not go to Waffle House?
Hey, I've played at Denny's. I'm not.
Dude,
be
I used to play
ashamed.
Denny's way back in the day, like Denny's over on Shackleford or.
Shackleford. Yeah. You get kicked out of the store, and you're like,
get kicked out of the game room and go down to Denny's
and
play.
I'm gonna finish up this adventure,
Yeah, that's awesome. But yeah, so there's a lot of stuff for Magic. We're going to continue to go on more and more about that as we continue with this. Get a little more in.
Yeah.
But probably what we need to do is probably talk about the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
We probably need to discuss something that people have been wanting to know about, but we haven't really got to it. And that's a little thing I like to call the Age of Ultron. Let's go ahead and move on into the movies. What do you think about that?
All right, got it.
So, Age of Ultron, spoiler alert, is the newest creation from Joss Whedon. You cannot look at the computer. You can't get online.
Can't drive down the road.
Can't drive the road. Can't listen to the radio. You can't do anything without hearing about the Avengers: Age of Ultron.
Yeah. But in case you didn't know, there's this new movie called Avengers: Age of Ultron.
It was crazy. So we're gonna do a little review on that. If you do not want to know what happens in Age of Ultron, definitely you should fast forward past this part. But man, what'd you think of the movie, Alfred?
Okay. It was, as a whole, a pretty good movie. It was a pretty good movie. There were aspects of it that I didn't care a lot about, and the biggest one, the one-liners. Hands down, every one of the Marvel movies have had one-liners, and they're perfect. They're fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But I swear someone needs to do a count on Age of Ultron, because they upped the quota by like 500% or something. At least that felt that way. And in the most
around, they're like, "Hey,
inopportune times." Yeah, and I'm not going to bring up any specific examples of them, but it was just.
Oh man, we already said spoiler. Go ahead and bring it up.
Well, it's just so many inopportune ones, and it was really weird. Ultron made some quips too. That didn't quite seem right, but yeah, I mean, hands down, I'd have to say that is probably my biggest complaint of it. Overall, I mean, it was entertaining. I need to go back and see it again to fully appreciate it. But
is it a buyer? Are you going to buy it when it comes out on Blu-ray?
Oh heck yeah, I'll buy it when it comes out on Blu-ray. Naturally.
I don't want to lose my nerd card.
Gosh, I mean, come on, the collector's edition. Yeah, I mean, I'll get it. If for no other reason than because I know that half my family is probably not going to see it in the theater or something. So great to watch. It's a good movie. Could have been maybe a little better, but it was fairly strong. I did like. I mean, one of the things I will say I did like. They brought in some of the other characters that they introduced in other movies. So Falcon was there. War Machine was there.
Awesome. Came out of nowhere too, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, they brought in some other characters. There were some cameos. That stuff's always fun.
I will tell you, I'm a huge fan of all the comic book movies. Like I watch. Man, I've seen Aeon Flux. You know what I'm saying? Like I've watched all the movies.
You're a true fan.
Definitely, for sure. I mean, Dylan Dog. I really like Dylan Dog, by the way. We're not talking about that. But I was leading up to this. Again, like I said, you couldn't get away from it.
Oh yeah. It's like a black hole.
I thought that a year and a half ago when they introduced Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.,
Yeah.
And in the first episode, they showed the schematics, or some sketches for the movie. They showed the Hulkbuster Iron Man fighting Hulk.
Yeah.
So from that moment, we've known that it was coming.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, the scene came and went. It was really busy.
It was.
But I think that it would have had more of an impact if we didn't know about it.
I agree.
I felt that was not just that, but maybe the hammer roulette when Thor sets the hammer down. I think both of those things should have been like the Vision, and not put in the movie, not put in the trailer.
Yeah. No, you are right. They gave away a lot.
It was very reminiscent of the double-sided lightsaber from.
Man, I was just thinking about that. I'm like,
I'm like,
the impact was so much more.
Yeah, I mean, just like in the new one, he's got like a lightsaber hilt in the new thing. It's like, I'm like, all right, well, nothing is ever going to take me out of the movie as much as the double-sided lightsaber from Star Wars. But man, I really didn't. I mean, was it cool? Yeah, but I mean, people were sold on that movie.
Yeah,
you didn't need to do that.
Yeah,
I mean, the I Have No Strings on Me. The song, James Spader talking. That was enough. Yeah. I mean, it was good. Like, there's just the teaser trailer, like, was done.
You would have been sold out.
Yeah, I mean,
hands down.
I do, now, just to clarify, I really liked Hammer Roulette.
Yeah.
For those of you who do not know and decide to stick around, even though we said spoiler alert, everybody's talking about Thor's hammer, how no one can lift it.
Yeah.
And he sits down on the table and has everybody try to lift it up. If you've seen the trailer, you know that everybody tries to lift it up. Captain America kind of nudges it a little bit, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't pick up.
Yeah.
But that was a great scene. It was a great camaraderie scene.
Yeah.
And then,
it showed them relaxing.
And then it
made them
went immediately into Ultron attacking them.
Yeah.
In the trailer.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're kind of thinking, okay, well, the trailer shows this, so it's not exactly how it happens, because trailers are edited to kind of tell a different story. But no, this is
they took the whole scene.
Yeah, it was exactly what happened. They just put it all in there. God. And I'm like, why did you do this? And then the Hulkbuster, I mean, it was so quick.
Yeah.
So done. Like, he just showed up in the Hulkbuster armor.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't show him, like, flying down into it, and then it was just like, boom, here's Hulkbuster armor.
Every movie, Iron Man's got, like, a whole arsenal of new toys, but where did that come from? I mean, how much downtime do you have?
And why was it in space?
And there's no context for it.
Yeah, I mean, it literally came out of nowhere. Yeah. I mean, it was cool, but I mean, maybe they could have not put some stuff and gave a little bit of background, a little back history.
Yeah.
And Ultron. I mean, I love James Spader. Don't get me wrong, but you're right. Yeah. The one-liners. I mean, he's a robot. I know he's supposed to have a personality, but I mean. There's a scene where he's talking with Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, and Cho, the doctor, the scientist. Fun fact: mother of Amadeus Cho, the seventh smartest person in the world.
Really?
Yeah.
Didn't know that
in the Marvel universe. Amadeus Cho, little kid, seventh smartest person, hangs around with Hercules and. Yeah.
See, I kind of figured that she was something.
Yeah.
But
they didn't touch on it at all.
Yeah, there's just really nothing. No context.
And, like, he blasts her because, like, he's mind melded with, with the scepter, with Loki's scepter from the first Avengers movie. Yeah. But then they destroyed the gem and put it on Vision. But yet she's still under the control. I don't understand that. Yeah. But... he blasts her, and then they run off because they're like, oh, my God, he's wanting to destroy the world. Mm-hmm. And they're just like, guys. It's an evil robot created by Tony Stark that wants to destroy the world that's starting with, like, a little section. Mm-hmm. I don't think that it was as big as a threat as the Chitauri coming in from another universe to destroy the world.
That did seem to be bigger.
It was like I don't know. It was just weird.
Yeah, his scheme to destroy the world was... I'm not going to lie. I didn't see that coming. I thought there was something more. I wasn't sure what. I mean, he did allude to a meteor impact, so I figured, okay, well, he's going to go into space and grab a meteor and bring it. That just seemed like overly complex. If you'd gone and grabbed a meteor, that probably could have succeeded.
He could have flew into space.
Yeah.
He could have done
But
it.
instead, we're like, oh, we're going to lift this city up and then bring it. That is, I don't think it would have. No, it just doesn't seem like it
It
worked.
probably wouldn't have worked either.
Yeah, that was a really odd villain scheme. But yeah, I mean, I don't want to nitpick, but
Yeah.
it was.
I mean,
It was cool. It was not the strongest.
Yeah, I am not. There's a lot of people that were hating on this movie. A lot of people think it's amazing, and I'm not trying to nitpick either. But I mean, fact is a fact. Like I just didn't like the movie.
Yeah.
And another thing that just, I was lucky enough to go watch it last Sunday. I got invited to Regal Cinemas because they want me to start getting some airtime from them and stuff. So got to watch it, and there was not an after credit scene when I watched it. So apparently there's an after credit scene with Thanos where he picks up the glove.
Oh yeah. And that was
I
it.
have not seen it.
Well, you know what it is now.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, that is
since used the power of the internet to show me what it is I've missed.
I was hoping for a little more. I'm glad they didn't make me wait all the way through the credits. That was good, but I was kind of hoping for a little.
You did wait till all after credits, didn't you?
No, I got my butt up and left.
I know there were people that did wait.
Yes. I was told beforehand that that's it. There's that one little snippet halfway through, third of the way through.
Crazy thing about the Infinity Gauntlet. Back in Thor #1, the first movie, Thor, when they go through Odin's room,
Hall
of relics or whatever it is, you could see the Infinity Gauntlet in the background, and it was talked about from like the very first episode or the very first movie. Same episode, sorry, the Gauntlet. Well, it's clear that it's a right-handed gauntlet.
Yeah.
And Thanos picks up a left-handed gauntlet, and now, like Marvel, they have the big Secret Wars thing with the comic books starting
this
May
coming
6th,
way,
starting this Wednesday, which we'll touch on that here in a minute. They're saying that there's 2 Infinity Gauntlets. One that actually has all the gems already, which is located in Odin's throne room, and then the one that Thanos is building in the movie.
Okay.
And there's another thing online that talks about the multiverse with Reed Richards and him having the Infinity Gauntlet, and Doctor Doom getting a hold of it, and man, it's just gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
Gauntlets do come in too. So
yeah, that's true. That is true.
So yeah, like that stuff's coming. But again, all in all, I was not impressed with Age of Ultron.
No.
The action was way too busy. The one-liners definitely detached you from the movie every time. And the way they portrayed Ultron during the trailers is totally different. I mean, it's edited to make him look like he's just serious, no nonsense, calculated, and he's kind of childish, if you will, in the new movie. So.
And I could have bought into maybe some sort of nuance that, I mean, he was created fairly recently, and maybe there is some level of immaturity, but they didn't go for that angle, really. I mean, he's serious, but then he's not, but he is, but then there's a one-liner, and it's just, oops, I'm sorry, I killed you.
Guys.
Oh, I guess I'm going to have to kill you some more.
They'll see what happens. They'll see what's going on.
They'll
understand. I don't understand, but they'll understand.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
Ant-Man.
Yes.
Ant-Man's coming up.
Ant-Man. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I really didn't see this one coming, in terms of characters and the line. I mean, because Ant-Man is not as well known as.
Well, it's not Hank Pym Ant-Man either.
Yeah.
It's the other.
Yeah. So I mean,
his name is,
I can't remember his name. I'm drawing a blank. But yeah, that one. I mean, I'm excited based on the trailers to really kind of get a feel and see what are they going to do with this character and how are they going to tie it in.
It's a pretty good trailer.
Yeah, the trailers were pretty solid.
Well done. So.
The back and forth, what they're doing with the combat scenes, just based on the trailers, looks awesome. Because in the comics, he was either normal size or he was small. It wasn't back forth. But the way they portrayed the trailers,
the
dude.
train at the end.
Oh man, the Thomas Tank Engine is going to run in here. Man, it looks really interesting. I'm also kind of curious to see how they tie it in into the overall universe. Because, I mean, everything's hooked together now.
It's like, oh my God, we got Thanos in the Infinity Gauntlet wants to destroy the universe. Well, let's call Ant-Man.
Yeah. I
It's
mean,
like,
who else can do
where do
it?
you fit? I mean, whatever small hole, I guess you
Yeah.
could plug it up. I
You
don't
know,
know.
yeah, he's there, man. He's there. Um, so it's kind of hard to say. I imagine they'll probably work them into a future Avengers movie, something, you know. But that one looks really interesting. And man, just the whole timeline of movies they've got lined up.
It's very,
It's going to keep you busy.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I need to
I
get
just
some
hope
frequent
I hope
flyer miles to
I hope
theater.
some of it. Man, I just hope it all ends up being good. I hope we don't have any more Iron
Yeah.
Man 3. You know what I'm saying?
Oh gosh, don't talk about Iron Man
Please,
3.
no Iron Man 3.
No, gosh.
Uh,
That didn't happen, by the way.
it's like Matrix 2 and 3.
Like
It just didn't
nothing.
happen.
Well, it's weird because like none of the other movies really referenced any of those events either. It
Yeah,
stood alone.
it was pretty.
He's like, I'm going to destroy all my armor. And yet, the very next movie, he's got a bunch of armor. So, I mean, did he destroy it or not? I mean, but yeah. Let's not talk about Iron Man 3.
Well, Marvel movies. I think I already told you. I think Captain America: Winter Soldier's best Marvel movie so far.
You know, I'm ashamed to say that that is the one movie that it took me the longest to finally get around to seeing. Like every time I went to try to
And I
see it,
think I actually talked to you about that when you came over to the other store. I was like,
yeah,
man, what'd you think about Captain America? You're like, man, I haven't seen it yet.
yeah, I know. I'm
I was like,
ashamed
who
to
are
say
you and what have you
it
done
was like
about
a
it?
year before I finally saw it. But yes, I have finally seen it, and I agree. Storyline wise, it is very strong. Uh, you know, the whole Hydra thing.
Kill Hydra,
It's
right?
it's insidious, but it's, you know, the extent you want to say no, that couldn't have happened, but you think about it, it's a secret organization. They're about secrets.
That kind of stuff happens pretty much every day too,
Yeah,
like in big companies, you know,
yeah. So I'm like,
corporate
I
takeovers and
guess
stuff. I
that
mean,
could
like,
actually happen. You know. So
uh,
yes, that I agree. I agree.
you've been watching Marvel Agents of Shield.
I need to catch up on it. I'm a little
Let me
behind.
tell you this.
Agent Carter too.
Man,
I haven't even seen
I
Agent
haven't
Carter.
seen one episode of Agent
I need to
Carter.
watch it. And
I like
Daredevil.
it though.
I haven't even seen
it. I just
Daredevil.
haven't seen it.
Gosh,
I
I'm
haven't seen
behind.
Daredevil.
I'm behind.
Well,
What can I
you
say?
have to leave now.
Yeah, well, you know,
And Daredevil
Net,
is incredible.
Netflix
It is incredible.
got to keep them coming to me.
I'll give you my Netflix password. It's
Oh no,
Brian.
I've got it.
Just give it to you.
It's
It'll be between us.
just between us,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, Agents of Shield. Like they had a great end. They had a great beginning to the new season until they hit the break.
Yeah.
You know, and then they came back to finish out the rest of the season, and it's just not been what it was.
Yeah.
But I would say this last episode was amazing.
Really.
Like they stepped it up. They're like, man, we need to do something. We need to do it now. Well, let's just make this episode the most amazing episode of the series. So they're like, all right, done. And they knocked it out of the park. It was
Really?
pretty good. Yeah.
That's
so the last
awesome.
episode of Agents of Shield was amazing. Let's see here. Let's see. Suicide Squad. What do you think about Suicide Squad? Jared Leto's picture of him as the Joker.
I don't know what to think yet. I don't know what to think yet on it, unfortunately. It looks interesting.
What do you think of Will Smith as West, Jim West, Desperado, Rough Rider?
I'm reserving judgment.
Deadshot.
I'm reserving judgment. You tell me, what are your thoughts?
Man, I'm almost out on it. I mean, of course, I'm going to watch it just because I have to.
Yeah.
You know, it's required for me to keep my card. So, you know, I'm not looking forward to it. I mean, I don't like any of the cast. Funny story. Have you heard about the whole Tom Hardy thing?
No.
So Tom Hardy, for those of you who don't know, Tom Hardy was on this project. He was set up to be on it.
Really?
And everyone was super excited about it. And he was signed on to be General Flag.
Yeah.
Well, everyone knew that he was signed up to be General Flag except for Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy actually thought that he was revisiting his Bane character. He thought that he was going to be Bane again for the Suicide Squad.
Ah,
And it wasn't until he was hanging out with Christopher Nolan, which he just gets to hang out with Christopher Nolan, and Chris is like, man, so why in the world did you do the Suicide Squad movie? Like, why would you do that? And he's like, well, man, I love playing Bane. Why would I not do it?
yeah,
And there's pictures of him pumping iron and stuff
Yeah.
during the time, and he's like getting ready to come back.
Yeah.
Hashtag Suicide Squad. And Christopher Nolan's like, but you're playing General Flag, and he's like, what? I said, no, I'm playing Bane. He's like, no, dude, you're playing General Flag.
Yeah.
He's like, what? And called, and apparently just right then he was out.
yeah.
So he's out of the
Gosh.
show, and I don't know, man. Like,
I'm not as excited for it.
I'm not as excited either, but I mean, it could
Yeah.
end up being something it could be a sleeper.
Yeah.
I think that they are putting all the eggs in the basket for Jared Leto to just save the movie, which is crazy because
Yeah.
Jared Leto is an amazing actor.
Mhm.
He's incredible, but I mean, like, people don't talk about him.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like
there's
everybody's
no
like, oh my god,
name
Jared
weight.
Leto's going to be amazing. He's going to do this, but nobody ever talks about Jared Leto until he's doing something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's really, really crazy.
Yeah.
His band is pretty good.
Yeah.
Like he's got this band that he rocks around with.
Yeah, I mean, the last Superman didn't really do it much for me. I'm not very excited about Batman versus Superman.
Yeah, that was actually we're going to go next. Batman and Superman, like, it's so dark. and
I've
dismal.
watched the trailer so many times, just trying to think, it's like, man, maybe there's something here. Something I can latch onto and get kind of,
I mean,
jazzed
everybody
about.
thinks it's going to be, the Dark Knight, the Frank Miller's Dark Knight,
Yeah.
Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah.
Because I mean, he looks like he's in that armor suit, and
Yeah.
like it looks like that could be
Right.
exactly what it is. But man, it looks so bleak and
Yeah.
dark and just bad.
Yeah. I'm. Yeah. No, I mean, maybe they'll cut another trailer that
I hope so.
reveals some more information.
Somebody, they realized when they filmed it, they had the light turned off, so they turned the light on. They're like, oh,
Oh,
this makes way more sense now.
we picked all the darkest scenes, but by the way, we did turn the light on for a couple of them.
Yeah, all right.
This is how it looks like.
Score it up.
Yeah. I'm not really feeling that one. I'm not gonna lie.
What about Fantastic Four? Have you seen the teaser
it's
or the trailer for Teenage Fantastic Four?
Teenage Fantastic. That's probably the biggest thing about it that kind of gets me. It just doesn't really feel right. Now, granted, when the movie comes out, you may see it and it may all fit. It may look perfect, but it just didn't really look right. I mean, Reed Richards, I've never envisioned him as kind of like a little young guy like that. He's always been a mature scientist.
Yeah, I mean, like even in the Ultimate Universe, which a lot of these movies are being based off of,
Yeah.
They bring in a younger version.
Yeah.
Like even Spider-Man 3 back with
Yeah.
them, they used the younger Eddie Brock version, with Topher Grace.
Mhm.
But I mean, like, there's nothing like this. There's no, 20-something Reed Richards and, then like, Sue Storm and Johnny Storm being like adopted. I don't get that. I mean, maybe they're trying to get that adopted, demographic.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It is
ultra
kind
rare
of
adopted
ultra rare. This is
demographic.
a niche audience, I guess.
Yeah.
There could be potential. I mean, I won't condemn it. It didn't grab me. I'm not gonna lie. Ant-Man grabbed me more than Fantastic Four.
Man, yeah. I mean, it was,
and
Ant-Man was a great trailer.
and I love Fantastic Four growing up. I'm a big fan.
They released the posters that show their outfits,
Uh-huh.
and I don't know if you go back and look at it, like, because I showed this to my buddy Brad the other day.
Yeah.
But like his arms, they have springs on the suit. Not even joking. Springs on the suit.
Okay, so
So I take it like he might be unstable, and maybe his arm just grows on its own, and then he has to use the spring to bring it back in. I guess I don't know.
Wow.
That's just
I don't know.
Just
That's
me thinking.
I'm kind of curious.
I didn't read that anywhere.
Maybe he couldn't find an elasticy material or something.
The guy who plays Ben Grimm
Yeah.
was in Jumper with Hayden Christensen, which a lot of people don't know this, but I'm a huge Jumper fan. I
Yeah.
loved the movie Jumper. I liked Hayden Christensen
Yeah.
in it. I liked all that stuff.
It was pretty solid.
I've been persecuted a lot. I had to go stand on trial. It was pretty bad, but I still
There
stand
were
by.
people with torches and
But
pitchforks involved.
but the guy, yeah. And I was like, where did you get those, and why are you in my house? And so it was Griffin from Jumper.
Okay, so I thought I recognized him somewhere.
Such a great actor. I've seen him in a bunch of stuff, and he's been good in all of it. Severely underrated.
Yeah.
And then the main guy who's playing Reed Richards, he's kind of a named guy being in the teen dramas.
Oh yeah.
He was in the 21 and under. I don't know what the movie was about the kid who
like that,
just turned 21 and they had a wilding.
Yeah.
Like the Hangover 21 edition.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like that guy. I liked all those movies. I'm hoping that he does a good job with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Star Wars. We say the best last.
Oh, Star Wars.
The full Star Wars trailer.
So, looking forward to it with reservations, because
I think anybody who's a real fan should have reservations.
We've been here. Was it 1999? I have reservations. It could be amazing. It could be just a kick in the gut, I don't know what to think. I think
J.J. Abrams has our best interest in mind. I would like to think that, really. I would like to think that.
I don't like what happened with Star Trek.
You mean the lens flares, or you just don't like the alternate reality?
Both. The lens flares was, from a technical perspective, just absolutely annoying.
Right. Well, I think that.
And it looked like I
read somewhere the reason
the iPod Enterprise,
Yeah. Well, I think I read somewhere that the reason they wanted to do the reason they did the lens flares was he wanted to use that to signify that it was an alternate. It was an alternate dimension. It was a mirror universe. It was a different deal, which that's why all this stuff ended up happening.
Yeah.
Even Benedict Cumberbatch. Kirk dying and Spock going after him instead of the other way. Instead of the other way around.
It was a
twist.
It was interesting.
I love the Big Giant Black Enterprise.
Star Trek has stumbled more than Star Wars in recent years, and they need a shot in the arm. Maybe this was it. I can't say.
Well, let me ask you this: do you think? And I'm not trying to get into a big Star Trek debate, but do you think the reason Star Trek has stumbled so much is because they really do have so much visual, video canon that they have to deal with? Because Star Wars doesn't have. They have cartoons.
Yeah.
They have cartoons, and then they have 6 movies.
Two
and a Christmas special that
that didn't happen. Never happened.
Well, they retconned everything, so it definitely doesn't happen. There's no Mala. She died. Poor Chewbacca.
It could be. Now, I don't think it slowed them down tremendously through the TV shows, because Next Generation did well on its own. Deep Space Nine was somewhat connected, had a little bit there.
Say when Deep Space Nine came out, if there was a side by side Star Wars television show that was kind of like the Clone Wars movie or the Clone Wars cartoon that was live action, that had maybe it starred somebody like Hayden Christensen reprising his role or something like that. Do you not think that maybe there would be more stuff for Star Wars to pull? Obviously there would be more for them to pull from. But do you not think that there would be a bigger gap in difference between people who like Star Trek and the people who like Star Wars?
Possibly. And they appeal to somewhat different sense. They're both science fiction, obviously. Star Trek does seem to emphasize the science part of it a little bit more. It is a little nerdier, particularly the original series and Next Generation and Voyager. Deep Space Nine was was war through like half the
I
series,
mean, I love these things.
and I loved it. I'm not gonna lie, I loved it because
The
that was Star
Defiant.
Wars. That was
Yeah,
Star
I mean,
Wars in Star Trek. Man, those are the best episodes. The ones where big battles with hundreds of ships. You know, oh, we've got a fleet of 200 ships. What? Man, in the original series, there was like one ship for 100 light years. I mean, come on. But no, I mean, it now at some point in Star Trek, I think I don't know if they poisoned the well or went to the well too many times or what. But the Next Generation movies just got crummier and crummier. And I'm not going to say their quasi reboot ish thing, Enterprise, Scott Bakula, taken on its own as a non Star Trek show was pretty cool. But as a Star Trek show, it seemed to undo all the stuff that everyone else had done.
But it's like they had the Babylon 5 effect too, where they're like, okay, well the show's coming to an end.
Yeah.
So the show started to end, and they wrote some of the best stuff they ever had for Enterprise episode.
Yeah.
Enterprise season 4 was incredible compared to everything else.
Like, agreed.
And
agreed.
then just like Babylon 5, they're like, hey, J. Michael Straczynski, hey, let's
go back and do some movies.
We're gonna close this Babylon 5 down. And he's like, all right, well here, let me go ahead and wrap up my whole idea in one season, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
Then like, hey, we need another season. He's like, but I finished everything.
Yeah.
Like, make up stuff. No continuity. It's awful. Canceled.
Oh man, Babylon 5. I love it.
But
no. So getting back to Star Wars. So yeah, I mean reservations. I think there is huge potential to be amazing. There should not be anyone saying that they didn't have the budget to do it. I think there was a blank check somewhere, you know.
Like, here, J.J. Abrams.
What did you need, you know?
Can I get an icing machine with this? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, start straight, man.
You get whatever you need.
I want a root beer slush every day. You know, that there is every opportunity for this to be amazing. There's nothing that should stop him. I don't think there's an actor or actress in the world that would have turned down any part. So they could have had anyone. You know, hell, they could have gotten Sean Connery to be like an old Jedi Master or something. I think that'd be freaking amazing. But anyway, Sean Connery from the Highlander, that'd be awesome. No, I'm just saying. I mean, he could reprise his role. That'd be amazing. We could cross over here. Highlander, Star Wars, but yeah. I mean, I think there's.
I will say the Star Wars trailer didn't really give too much away. Like no. I think it was done pretty well.
The lightsaber thing was
the hilt. I mean, it all depends on how important the hilt actually ends up being.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a
really
hilt.
Gimmick.
Like,
they showed Harrison Ford, and I think that was important because there was such emphasis on, hey, we're bringing the original cast back. We're getting the band back together.
Well, I read.
I'm like, okay, show me.
I read something online that what J.J. Abrams plans to do is he's going to have a couple of trailers, and each one is going to introduce another person, and like the next one is going to have, Mark Hamill, and then the last one is going to be Princess Leia, because he's saying that, like Carrie Fisher did such a good job getting into shape and doing all this stuff.
Yeah.
Like he saved the best to last.
Yeah.
So hopefully it actually ends up being something.
Well, I'm looking forward to that then.
Did you see Star Wars Celebration where they found out that BB was a real robot?
Yeah.
I mean, how crazy was that? Watching him roll around, like I was blown.
I mean, there was a lot of speculation that it could have gone either way.
Man, when I saw the teaser trailer, I was like, man, the CGI is awful. And then now I realize
it's crappy CGI. It was real life.
It's real life.
One thing I am excited about, though, is that they're not stopping here. Now, you have to be careful because you don't want to just flood the market with it. But, we're going to get these one-shot movies as well.
The Boba Fett and
the Rogue One or whatever. Rogue Squadron. Yeah. So that's really interesting. I'm kind of excited to see what they do with that. The TV series idea had been tossed around for years, and like the only TV series we ever end up with was cartoon. We got Ewoks,
droids.
droids. I mean, come on. You know, it's like Scooby Doo and Star Wars. But that's exciting. You know, Clone Wars did an awesome job.
I agree. And then they made it so that none of it is real.
Uh,
Thanks, Disney.
Yeah, all right. That's like another can of worms because I've got a shelf full of Star Wars books that have been completely invalidated now. Yeah, I don't know how to feel about that. Um, on the upside, as I understand it, if it's pre A New Hope, or actually, I guess pre Phantom Menace, it can still stand. So Star Wars: The Old Republic, Knights of the Old Republic, and all that stuff, I think can still stand. Like all the ancient stuff.
Man,
I don't think they cared about it as much as they did the New Jedi Order and all that.
I'm pretty sure they got rid of all the Knights of the Old Republic,
Really?
the whole, like, everything. Darth Revan, like, Darth Talon.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty
Because
sure
I thought they
it's
said
all
that
done.
was kosher, but
I don't know. Maybe they did, and I missed the memo.
Yeah,
But,
you get all the memos done.
But yeah, I'm pretty excited for Star Wars. I think they did a great job. I'm happy they had Han just be there at the end and say that he's home. I like that. I don't think it was too much. You know,
it was perfect.
Was there.
You know, let's just
the right amount. So thank you, J.J. Abrams. Answer my phone calls.
Stop screening my calls.
Yeah, stop screening my calls. Let's go ahead and move into some comic books.
Comic books.
Yeah, you read any comics, Alfred?
Yes, I do from time to time. And let me tell you, hands down, this is a really exciting year. I mean, there is like just an insane amount of stuff happening. You know, so we got Convergence.
We got Convergence, which is happening right behind you.
Right behind me.
It's happening as we speak. Right behind. I mean, it's pulling all the people who are remaining from all the different universes.
Yeah.
I mean, Jim Lee, who had Wildstorm Comics or Wildstorm, which is part of Image. You know, they've melded up with DC Comics, and now they're bringing people from that.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert: Death Blow, the Wildcats. I mean, all this stuff coming over to the DC universe. You know, we see Grifter in one of the animated movies not too long ago, the Atlantis movie. I mean, like they have just a bunch of stuff going on, but this whole battle for supremacy with Convergence building into where you have the singled out people underneath the dome, I think has been great.
Yeah.
I mean, all the different Supermans, you know, the like basically all the different of everybody, you know, working together, being underneath the dome, not knowing which. Like there's, you know, the Red Rain Batman is underneath the dome in the city, and he's like a vampire. You know, it's like, hey, where'd that come from? And then they have a new cartoon, the Justice Lord's getting ready to come out, which we're going to talk about that. I mean, Convergence is awesome, and it's building up to Divergence, which is going to be basically the reboot of the DC universe.
Now I know a lot of people are still they're a little peeved because they did
really
just
from the first reboot.
Yeah. Didn't we just do this? You know.
Yeah, but man, the story is Jeff Johns and his group of people.
Yeah.
The Futures End, the 52 run with Batman Beyond, Terry McGinnis, breaking everything out. Fun fact: me and Brad were looking at some books the other day, and there's the hologram Futures End cover from like a year ago.
Yeah.
That was Booster Gold, and it had Booster Gold, and he was in a giant dome, and they were talking about how they didn't have powers, and it's like a year to the day.
Oh wow!
They came out with the Booster Gold book, and it is the it's a continuation of that story from a year ago.
Wow!
So like they have been in the works getting this all together like all this time.
That's awesome.
And it's going to be great. It's going to be great. DC has a lot of good stuff. It's kind of like their comics. It's really weird. Like in movies universe, like Marvel has DC just pummeled to the ground. Television.
Yeah.
I mean, Flash.
Flash and Green Arrow are pretty cool.
Flash is the best show on television right now. I'll go ahead and lock it in. I think Flash is the best show on television. I really like Green Arrow as well, but Flash is by far the best show on television right now. You know, I really hate Gotham. Hate it with a fiery passion. Looking forward to that being canceled. Because nobody watches it. But it's like Marvel has the lockdown on movies.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like DC has the and the comics and the TV down.
Yeah.
So, that leads me into the Secret Wars for Marvel, which again, launch party this May the 6th.
Yep.
First time ever, the game store is going to be having a midnight
release party.
Midnight release party. So you can come in and get the new Secret Wars before anybody else right here at the game store at midnight. I mean, it's
you're gonna have some 5-hour energy for me, right?
Oh yeah, have a couple shots for you to take and vitro in the eye socket. Yeah, I mean, Secret Wars is incredible. They're going back through all the different years.
Mm-hmm.
They have the actual Secret Wars with the black suit Spider-Man. They're hitting the Jim Lee X-Men time period from the '90s. I mean, they're revisiting everything. The Infinity Gauntlet. Deadpool's mixed in there at random.
Yeah, well,
throughout everything. They got Angela now from Spawn, Image Comics. They got Angela now, and she plays a part in some stuff. I mean, man, two great comic book things coming together at the same time period. I'm really looking forward to seeing some great convergence happening. So,
I mean, when the dust settles, I mean, it is going to be. Everything's going to be shook up, both lines.
That's correct.
Both lines.
I really foresee Secret Wars being amazing. I hope that it is.
I'm looking forward.
I hope it's going to be it.
Yeah.
Marvel needs a little something. Disney's been pushing pretty hard.
Yeah.
Still going on with that rumor. Wolverine's still trapped in adamantium. Underneath all that adamantium. People think he's dead.
Yeah.
There's been all these rumors online about bringing over the Star Wars universe into the Marvel universe, and the lightsaber being the only thing that could cut him out of the adamantium. I don't know if you've heard that or not.
I had heard that one.
I pray that it is not true. But yeah, so we have the Secret Wars event this coming Wednesday, Tuesday night at midnight. You can come in and pick up the books. Probably looking at something that we're planning on doing on a pretty regular basis, having the midnight open. I mean, we're already going to be
major
here.
Things going on. Yeah,
we're already going to be here. I don't think there should be any reason why I'm not able to do that.
Yeah.
And tomorrow, May the 4th.
May the 4th.
Star Wars, May the 4th be with you. Here in about 3 hours, 3.5 hours, whatever. Like May the 4th. So big Star Wars day. The game store is going to have all Star Wars sealed product 40% off. 40%.
40%.
It's out of control.
I don't even know how you do it, man. I don't even know how you do it.
Give back to the community. We got you. Got you. Not making any money, just give it to the.
That removes anyone's excuse for not playing.
I mean, they can't get it cheaper online.
Armada or X-Wing.
Yeah, absolutely. 40% off. So that's something that we're looking to do. Hopefully, gets people signed up for some comics. Star Wars, Darth Vader, and Princess Leia. I haven't read Princess Leia, but Star Wars and Darth Vader, the comic, is absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Some of the best writing I've read in a long time.
They pulled in some
Star Wars.
Yeah, it's solid. I mean, they're on point.
Yeah.
I mean, I was bummed when Dark Horse lost, but because they've done a good job. Now they've been.
They did. Yeah, I mean,
they've done a good job.
That's pretty good too. So.
But no, they're on point. They're not messing around. They didn't pull out the C team to do it.
They definitely did not bring the C team out. They brought the A team.
It was the A team all the way. If you can find them.
Yeah. Dude, it's awesome. Walking Dead. Have you been reading any Walking Dead books?
Not. I have not.
Show? You at least watched the show?
I have watched the show.
Spoiler alert: zombies.
There were a couple here and there.
People.
There were a couple.
They're a bunch of biters.
Yeah, and I would have to say, I mean, Walking Dead isn't just a zombie film. I mean, it's not just the zombies.
Yeah, I read a thing online. Like they talk about all the people that were killed by zombies. In the show, and more people have been killed by other people than they have zombies.
I mean, I really do appreciate that take on it. I'm not usually big into horror, and but I actually do appreciate that take on it. I mean, this is by far, in my opinion, the best zombies have been when you don't see them very much.
I just, I mean, everybody, you don't know how you react in a zombie apocalypse, but
Yeah.
it's like it's always, the zombies are always out there. Like they have endless supply of energy.
Yeah.
That are just rotting.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, like the whole rundown of zombies trying to get you. You
Yeah.
would think that you would be able to escape them.
Right. You could
But
outthink it.
yeah,
You know.
and yeah, I don't know. Like there's still a lot of zombies out there though.
Yeah.
But before we move on from comic books, I do want to talk about a couple things that we have coming up. Free comic book day was yesterday.
It was
We gave so many comic books away.
Dude.
So many comics away. It was awesome. Some of the cool things we have coming to the game store. For those of you who do not know, we do offer Comic Book Reserve. We have these flyers in store. Be sure to come in and check them out so you can see what kind of discounts we have going on books. Tons of discounts based on number of books you end up getting. But we have an official CGC grading system getting set up.
Awesome.
To where you can bring your books in and get them CGC graded and slabbed.
Sweet.
And we can offer discounts based on how many books you get sent off, which is just incredible because there's nothing like that around here. You'd think that with all the stores around here,
Yeah.
But there's not. It's just they're not even around. So,
Really? I didn't know that.
And another thing that we have is the variants. I made a post not too long ago on Facebook letting people know about the way variants work. I got my post taken down, but since I have like our own podcast right now, I kind of want to go ahead and say this because they can't stop me from saying it.
Yeah.
Long time there has been that the comic book stores have gotten over on customers due to the uneducatedness of what all is happening with the books. When you look at Convergence, there's the main books of Convergence.
Yeah.
And then they have the variant covers, which have an old school picture, and it's kind of faded out.
Yeah, kind of like that faded
blue, red, yellow, black.
Yeah.
It's all off over here to the side. You can't see it, but they're up on the shelf. But that is a variant that is called a 1-for-1. So for every one of the regular books I can order one of the variants.
Okay.
For every book of the regular I can order one of the blank, titles, which is right up behind your head, literally behind your head. But you can order all that stuff. And I've gone to the other stores and I've seen them selling for like $9 and $10, like when they come out.
Yeah.
$8, $9, $10.
Yeah.
And I tried to educate everybody online to let them know that there's no reason they should be paying that.
Yeah.
Because most of those variants are 1-for-1s.
Yeah.
We sell them in store, regular price, same as the other one.
Yeah.
Scotty Young, huge artist. Everybody loves Scotty Young. He does like little kids.
Yeah.
Like he's got tons of variants. Most of those variants are 1-for-1. I see them going for like $12, and people buy them.
Yeah.
Like it's not like it's nobody's business. So I explained online the different types of variants. The 1-for-1s, which should be just regular cover price. I can order them just like a regular cover.
Yeah.
Then you have the 1-for-10 that I get the opportunity to buy one.
Yeah.
They don't give it to me for free, but I have the opportunity to buy one if I buy 10 of the regular book. So normally that book usually runs you about $10. Like it's a number based on a lot of people normally sell them for about $10 unless it's a key issue or something. And then you have the 1-for-20s. So same principle.
Wow.
I have the privilege of ordering one for every 20 that I get.
Yeah.
So I order 20 of them, I get one. Then you get up to 50. Well, a lot of stores don't order 50 copies of something.
Yeah.
And you get a 1-for-50. Normally those books go from $50 to $75.
Wow.
So they get a little bump because it's harder to get them.
Yeah.
And then you have the 1-in-100. The 1-in-100, you got to order 100 books just to get one of them.
Yeah.
And there's stores out there to get 2 or 3 of these because they're ordering online and doing all that stuff. So you have the 1-in-100, and those books go for $100 to $150. Like they have a huge bar, and then it goes on from there, like 200, 1-in-200 or 250. Those books will be $500. Wow. But we still have to pay for them, but the pay is only like $3.
Yeah.
Same cover price, same as all of them.
Yeah.
So when you go to check out at your local game store or your local comic book store, wherever it is, make sure you keep that in mind. That there are people that have, again, like I said, maybe they're doing it just because they see other people doing it. Like we're not going to do that here though, because we do what's right, one for one variant. There are some people that do it right.
Yeah.
Of course, you'll know when you go in.
Yeah.
But yeah, like just keep that in mind. So we sell all of our variants one for ones at regular cover price.
Well, that's good to know because I mean
Yeah.
I've always been kind of curious about that. It's like what's kind of the deal with some of the variants? Why are some of them 10, $15? It's like this is current month's issue, and there's
Yeah.
it's not like a foil cover or anything crazy.
Yeah. Now there are some variants, like I said,
Yeah.
there are like $20 and $30.
Pretty.
That definitely happen. But most of the time, the one for one variants and the blank covers,
Yeah.
they should be regular cover price.
Yeah.
So, but also leading into however many books you end up ordering. Another thing the game store is going to be offering is mail order. So you will be able to get your books through mail.
Really?
At an additional fee. Absolutely. So it's something, you get your comic book reserve.
Why would I not want to come in?
Well, say that you
But
don't have the
sometime-
opportunity to.
Yeah.
Because right now we're sending about 10 boxes a week
Yeah.
to APOs over in the desert.
Well,
for
then there
military
you
people.
go. There you
Because
go.
we're in a military town.
Yeah.
So, I've been lucky enough, these people, I mean, they're over there defending, they're fighting for our
Oh, yeah.
freedom,
Yeah.
and the only thing that they want from home is their comic
It's,
books.
yeah, it's the latest issue. Yeah.
So, I'm going to send them their books.
That's awesome. That's
let
awesome.
Let them get sand all in them.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I'm going to send them their books and let them know.
With bags and boards.
Yeah, with bags and boards, of course. And, I'm hoping that, we're going to be doing that
Yeah.
and offering it to other people.
That's awesome.
That maybe go to a place where there's not a local comic store for them to go to.
That's really
Or they
good.
like our discount system or something along those
Yeah.
lines. Many different reasons for them to continue
Yeah.
to shop with us, but that's definitely one of them.
That's really cool. That's really cool.
Go ahead and move on over to miniature gaming. What do you think about that, Alfred?
Miniatures. Darn Skippy.
Darn Skippy.
Darn Skippy.
What do you think about 40K?
Amazing stuff. I mean, Games Workshop has a continual feed of just one awesome thing after another with 40K.
They like their stuff, though. They price it up there.
Oh, they price it up there. I mean, one thing I will say, they don't give you a shoddy product. I mean, it's quality. I mean, hands down, it is quality. It is pricey.
You pay for it. Yeah, you pay for it.
You do pay for
for
it.
the quality.
But yeah, they've got some really awesome stuff in the works. A lot of really cool new releases for 40K.
Yeah, in fact, the new releases this week is the Imperial Knight.
Yeah.
Now, one of the crazy things about the Imperial Knight is the Imperial Knight came out literally a year ago.
Yeah.
Came out a year ago. Big giant knight. It's about this big.
Yeah.
You run 3 of them. That's your army.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
your army.
Done.
They've released a new book because
Yeah.
I guess they were too powerful. I don't know the ins and outs of why they're making a new book, but the new book's coming out this week. New data cards, so you can pick them up, and a new giant knight called a warden who makes a bunch of different. But we'll have those on sale here at the game store come this Saturday. But it's crazy.
They look
A year
amazing.
ago, they're just coming in. Oh man, the pieces look absolutely incredible.
I can't paint worth a darn.
I can't paint anything either, but I try.
I can prime. Dude, I can prime.
Oh, yeah. Done.
Yep.
Done.
Great primer, and then just throw some black wash on it.
That's
like,
right.
Hey, there we go. There's my army.
Star Wars X-Wing. You play that.
Yes.
What's up with some Star Wars X-Wing?
X-Wing
Besides it being 40% off tomorrow.
Well, geez. I mean, I've got to get my wish list together. Are there shopping carts going to be available?
And unfortunately,
personal shopping
Game
assistant.
store shopping carts. That's definitely something that needs to happen.
It's going to be amazing, man. They've got some pretty cool new ships that just came out.
Dash Rendar ship.
Dude, I mean,
I thought they eliminated him from like there
Let's not question it.
There is no Shadows of the Empire, but there's definitely Dash Rendar.
Let's not talk about that. A lot of really cool stuff there, and then of course Armada, Star Wars Armada. Man, that thing hit and it just blew up. I haven't met anyone who didn't fall in love with it. Amazing system.
John loves it.
Dude,
Dude, John has an Armada demo set up 24/7.
Oh yeah, man. And all you have to do is
right now.
Hey, what's this? And oh man, we gotta play a game. Yes.
Game.
Dude, it is amazing. And I believe here in a few weeks they've got the first wave of of ships coming
That's
out.
great. Yeah, they came out with extra dice before anything else.
Yeah, yeah.
It's kind
In
of
case
weird.
you need extra dice. Yeah. So a couple capital ships, one for each side, I believe, and then fighters for each side. So definitely looking forward to that. That's going to mix things up really well and expand the game. And of course, we've got also in with that type of system, Attack Wing.
Yep.
You know, so Star Trek Attack Wing.
Still doing good. Q
Yeah.
Continuum is the new OP coming up.
Yes.
Q Super Beam, redoing everything. We got that event coming up on Saturdays.
Yeah.
But yeah, tons of new shit. The ISS Enterprise, the ISS
Yeah.
Defiant, all those from the Mirror Universe.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome. Thomas Riker.
Yeah. I mean,
Will Riker is the right hand, is number 2 from Next Generation, but he has a twin clone brother or whatever, I guess.
Yeah.
Named Thomas Riker. You know.
Yeah.
We got fresh with Deanna Troi, so Deanna Troi, she knows what's up.
D&D Attack Wing, of course.
Yeah, D&D Attack Wing for sure.
So we just got the White Dragon, Shield Dwarf, and the Water Cult Warrior.
Yeah, John's all about the dwarves. It's like, oh my god, the dwarves are out.
Dude, I mean,
get them.
I've been waiting. I'm really hoping that they'll eventually have a 6-pack of Dwarf Warriors.
Well, we'll have our schedule posted online where we're going to be pushing. We have the schedule right here. We have Star Wars X-Wing on Mondays, Dungeons & Dragons Attack Wing on Tuesdays, and we have Star Trek Attack Wing on Saturdays.
Yep. Flames of War on Tuesdays too.
Yeah, Flames of War, we've got a great crowd of people.
Flames
of War, man.
yeah.
They love the tabletop miniatures.
Oh gosh, and
World War II.
Napoleonics. Someone was playing Napoleonics the other day.
You can see the pictures of that on our Facebook page.
Oh, dude,
they painted them up really nice. It was
great.
It was great
to see. Well, and one of the really important things about any sort of miniatures game is terrain. And you got a ton of terrain here, man.
We have so much terrain.
It's like, what do you want to play in today? A burned out village or a futuristic city? I mean, where are we going to be at today?
What's crazy about all that terrain? It's free for you to use when you come up with it.
Yeah.
It's free for you to use.
Yeah.
You get to use it for free.
And just, every little bit of it. A ton of different things. A lot of different tables too. I do appreciate the fact that you do have the standing size tables. That is nice. I don't have to get a cramp in my back leaning over a table.
A lot of people they like the standing tables, but they want the sit tables too. It's like you can't please everybody. But
well, you've got enough room. You've pleased everyone. And you got a 40K thing coming up too.
We do, yeah. It's just not top of that. So got a big event for 40K coming up in June. It's going to be $18.50, which is standard 40K. On top of all the prizes, again, we're going to do the other, the continued theme of building stuff for the community. We're going to do the continued theme of one person who shows up and plays in the event at random will win free 40K for a year.
That is insane.
40K for a year. That means that every time a new codex comes out for 40K, they will get it for free.
That's
crazy.
And
that includes also the new rulebook, which is being hinted at coming out. Even though they just had a rulebook come out a year ago.
Well,
every year. Yeah. So it's something that we're looking to do.
Nuts.
Free codexes for a year. So.
Man, I don't even know what to say to that. I mean that is insane.
Man,
I've never heard of anyone doing anything like that. That's absolutely unique.
Well, thank you very much.
Really awesome.
We wanted to make sure that we had people that got rewarded just for showing them playing, and not just the person who wins all the events.
Right. Because I am not going to win any painting contests, let me tell you.
Yeah, there is some crazy painters out there.
My white primer army. I play stormtroopers.
Ultra primer army. We talked just a little bit about some role playing games.
Yes.
D&D 5th edition. We kind of talked about that a little bit.
Yeah. So we talked about that for a bit. I mean, 5th edition. Quality wise, again, they've got it. I mean, they nailed it. It really does harken back to the old books. I get that kind of old school vibe, but I'm not chained down to some really clunky or obtuse rules. In fact, the rules are so slim my first few games, I actually found myself trying to find a rule for something, and
Nice.
there's no rule. I mean, you're like, oh yeah, you don't have to worry about that. Don't even worry about it. It yeah, that doesn't really exist anymore. Yeah, we've simplified it. And so yeah, fifth edition definitely where it's at. Wednesday night D&D encounters, solid group. I'm up here every Wednesday night enjoying it. A lot of really awesome role players, a lot of
Yeah,
gamers.
John and Cliff running the events.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Trying to make sure everybody gets a chance to check out fifth edition.
Yep. I'm on Team John, so we are
Team John.
the superior role playing table. Naturally,
The bearded.
we're the bearded warriors.
The bearded warriors. That's right.
I think half the table or so we really have beards. So yes, we're the
The other
bearded
ones
warriors.
are trying.
They
kind of look like me when they get the beard. Got this beard going pretty epic.
But a lot of new players, a lot of first time role players, and they seem to be picking things up really well. I know there's a lot of people. I mean, I've told a ton of people too. Come up here, check it out, man. We're gonna have to start recruiting some more DMs.
Well, just let everybody know we have open play for role playing every Saturday.
Yep.
Tons of table space. We have enough room for everybody. If you are looking for something that's just yours, though,
Yep.
we have 2 rentable rooms, 2 private gaming rooms.
And they're roomy.
Yeah, they are roomy.
Roomy
we have
rooms.
one that's bigger than the other. So the smaller room is $5. The bigger room is $8. That's per hour.
Mhm.
I mean, again, we've
Plenty of
had a
table
pretty
space and
rough
chairs in
yeah.
there, you know.
If you are thinking about doing that, you need to definitely contact us ahead of time because they do go quick.
Yeah.
A lot of people have been loving it. Yeah.
It is really nice. I mean, you can get some good role playing in.
A lot of people talk about having.
Yeah.
A lot of people talk about having, private rooms for
Yeah.
gaming, and not a lot of people actually get it going in their
Yeah.
store. But
It's
we were lucky enough to build the walls and have it happen.
It's like you get the best of both worlds because you're still at the game store, and so if I need to run and grab something
Right.
or get a drink or grab a book or whatever, buy some more minis, whatnot,
Get
I
some
can.
candy bar, get some chocolate milk.
But then I'm kind of isolated, and so I'm sitting at the table and I can hear what the dungeon master's saying, or I can role play and not feel like I got a bunch of people looking at me or something. It's really awesome. It's the best of both worlds, hands down.
Let's see here, where we're moving to next. Oh, it's board games.
Board games, man. I mean, a ton of stuff. Like we said at the beginning,
Too many board games.
this is the golden age of it. Board games have.
Playing catch up has been rough.
Gee, oh man. And International Tabletop Day a couple weeks ago, so many new games we got to try out.
Dude, there was almost 300 individual people that came into the game store during International Tabletop Game Day. Parking lot was packed.
I think everyone had a blast.
To the parking lot back behind us.
Yeah.
I mean, it was incredible.
Right.
It was incredible. Very honored to have all those people into the store.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It was.
Amount of people. All them playing all kinds of different games. The Arkansas geeks, they were here. And then we had our own personal guys in here playing our group play.
Yeah, we had
John
demos
was showing
going.
up, so yeah, we had and we almost ran out of tables.
Well,
there were table space.
There were a ton of people that came in just on their own, and brought their favorite game or whatever and set up.
Sign. We didn't have a sign up on the building at that time too, so we had.
Oh yeah,
people like, what's up with all this? What's going on here? We want to go in and check this place out.
It was rocking. It was rocking. And new releases. I mean, like I said, ton of new release.
Have you? Did you see the Temple of the Elemental Evil?
Yes, I've got my eye on it. It looks
sold out.
Looks awesome.
through our distributors.
Really? Wow.
Completely sold out.
I've read good things about it. I'm looking forward to picking up a copy.
Most people are going to end up playing it this Wednesday, so we can see see what it's like. Because Lords of Waterdeep ended up being like one of the top games on Board Game Geek.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping this Temple of Elemental Evil continues on.
These Dungeons and Dragons games are really. I mean, they're pretty solid. They're pretty solid.
Tell you a funny story about having with Catan.
Yeah.
So you may or may not know this, but I'm looking at doing a board game championship for the state of Arkansas.
Iron Man Challenge.
I would love to have this be a success. I'm a little weary about it, but I think that it may end up being pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But but I went and bought a bunch of copies of Settlers of Catan.
Mhm.
So what's going to end up happening is coming soon. I don't know exactly when it's going to start.
Yeah.
We're going to advertise it out though to make sure everybody has a good idea,
Yeah.
good amount of time. But on Saturdays we're going to have a Settlers of Catan Swiss tournament.
Oh.
And the top 4 people of that will be enrolled into the next leg of the race, basically.
Yeah.
And we're going to have that for probably about 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So 4 weeks we're going to have, again, Swiss Settlers of Catan until we get like our top 16 people.
Oh, nice.
And then we're going to take those 16 people, and then for 2 weeks they'll end up playing like Power Grid.
Yeah.
These titles are subject to change because we're still trying to work out how it's going to happen.
Sure.
But after that, we take the top 8 from Power Grid and all that, and let them play, another game.
Yeah.
Kind of like Puerto Rico or something like
Sure.
that. So a bunch
Carcassonne
of
or
players till
something,
we get to top 2.
Yeah.
And then the top 2 will play through the ages. We'll give them a nice little trophy. Probably
That's
give them
really
something,
awesome.
Probably give them something along the lines like we did for International Tabletop Game Day,
Yeah.
which will be free tabletop for a year.
That's
so
awesome.
every time there's a new game that comes out on tabletop, you win a copy of it.
That's a huge motivating factor because
Yeah, and there'll be an entry fee associated with it, but we'll
Yeah.
give all the money out in store credit. So
Yeah.
It'll be 100% the money gone back out in
That's
store
awesome.
credit. So.
That's awesome. No, that's definitely something to look forward to. So, yeah, board games. I mean, huge comeback. I mean, there's so many titles coming in. It is astounding. All the options. It's a good time, man. It's a good time.
It is. What's your favorite board game?
Descent.
Can you really Descent?
I'm gonna say Descent. I kind of like being in control sometimes.
My favorite game is Stone Age. I like the worker placement game. There's a website, I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called Board Game Arena.
Yeah.
I've been playing on Board Game Arena, and I love to play some Settlers of Catan and Seasons. Seasons is another game that I really love to play online. It's a card game.
Small World is fun.
All this time I have not gotten a chance to play Small World about one time.
That's one of those titles, just like Ticket to Ride and Carcassonne, that honestly I play more the digital version than the actual.
I was just about to say,
just because it's so easy.
Yeah, I see it online all the time, and I want
to play a game real quick,
Well, I have Stone Age on my iPad, and I play that a lot.
Yeah.
I really like Stone Age.
I've played a fair amount of Talisman on my phone, and it is an easy way to get your fix.
Well, we want to definitely go in and let people know that we do have this board game tournament coming up.
Oh yeah.
It will be announced soon. Also, Central Arkansas Meetup, Central Arkansas Geek Society, they definitely come and.
Yeah, Meetup.com. There's that's one of the biggest groups. There's a few others as well that if you need players, if you're looking for people, that's a great source of meeting others.
So yeah.
And if you just want to come in here too, I mean, dude, you've got so many demo copies.
Every Wednesday and Saturday at 6 is board game night.
Yeah.
And we had some people come in. They're like, yeah, I play my wife all the time in these games.
Yeah.
And it was great for me just to let her play with some people, and I go over here and play with some people.
Yeah.
And I mean, they just meet up afterwards. I mean, it's a pretty big space, man. We got 6,000 square feet of just table space.
Yeah, you don't have to sit next to anyone if you don't want to.
You don't.
You
don't have to sit next to somebody. We have the cafe coming soon.
Oh, really?
It's going to be pretty good.
Oh, man.
Yeah, hot dogs, popcorn, all that good stuff. It's going to be soon.
Now I don't have to go home. I can eat here too. Goodness.
You might need to go home.
Yeah, we go home every now and then.
Yeah.
No, my loving wife would like me to go home.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the loving wife.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
She was nice enough to let you come play.
Yes.
Play DJ with me. I appreciate
my
it.
beautiful, loving wife. Yes, the mother of my children. Thank you so much for letting me come out and hang out.
She is awesome.
Yeah.
In all the sense of the word, she's definitely been
She is
awesome
awesome
as long as
sauce.
I've known her. I guess last but not least, man, let's talk about some retro games. For those of you who do not know,
Close to my heart.
Me and Alfred, huge into the retro games.
Oh, man.
I like to think that I have one of the best retro video game selections in the state of Arkansas. I have a huge selection all the good stuff.
And you're a Nintendo guy, right?
I am definitely.
I
I'm all the.
I'm the Sega guy.
You're the Sega
I'm the
guy.
Sega guy, and the obscure stuff. I don't know why. I do enjoy the obscure stuff. TurboGrafx 16, the Neo
You got the
Geo.
3DO that came in here?
No, you got a 3DO.
I got a 3DO.
What
Yeah.
the heck?
Yeah, I got a 3DO.
All
I had
right.
Dragon's Lair and Time Warp on it.
Oh
Took
gosh.
a little 3DO pad. Man, but yeah, so I cleared it all out.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not going to collect anymore.
Yeah.
I am going to keep one of my sealed copies of Chrono Trigger.
Oh.
And what that means is that there is going to be a sealed copy of Chrono Trigger available here in the store.
Man.
But I'm keeping one of my sealed copies of Chrono Trigger. But yeah, all the other games, they're all going to be available for purchase here in the store.
Yeah.
And it's going to be
Coming
impressive.
soon. Coming soon.
Yeah, coming real soon. Really, really, really soon.
My bank account is anticipating it.
Dude, it's going to be great.
Save my pennies.
Well, you need to let me know what games you want before I bring it. That way you
Yeah.
get first dibs.
Goodness.
Don't tell anybody. I'll give you
Yeah, first dibs.
I'll give you
Yeah.
first dibs. Don't tell
I'm
anybody.
gonna call it.
Yeah, but man, like with GameStop, I'm looking to buy retro games now.
Yeah, that was shocking. Yeah, it was a little shocking.
Man, I don't understand.
Hastings had some retro games.
Everyone knows that eBay is out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I go on some of. I have some trade sites that I trade on.
Yeah.
It's really, really weird to see these people that claim that they get up. Some people are just trolls.
Yeah.
But people are like, oh, I found this game for 5 cents.
Yeah.
At Goodwill. Some of that stuff I can believe, but
oh yeah,
the same person getting it all the time, I don't believe it.
Yeah, what type of area do you have?
Suspect. Yeah, seems a little suspect.
Yeah.
But like I've had Goodwill finds. I think I told you about my Nintendo Goodwill find.
Yeah, I've had Goodwill finds too.
Went to Goodwill here in Cabot. Just walked in and like they had a bunch of Nintendo games, and I was like, "What do you have?" And they're like, "We have these," and it was Little Samson, DuckTales 2, Zombie Nation, Power Blade 2. I mean, just Flintstone, Surprise Dinosaur Pete.
Yeah.
Like $2,000, $3,000 in Nintendo games for 50 cents a piece.
Yeah.
I didn't brag about that online because I didn't want a lot of people to come rob me.
Yeah.
But those games will be available here at the game store.
Hey, there we go.
Soon you'll be able to see them.
Yeah.
I think people never seen before.
Yeah.
Limited edition Pikachu Nintendo 64.
Oh man, I love that.
You turn it on by the Pokeball and his cheeks light up.
Yeah.
It's ultra cute, ultra cute. But
the first VCR was a Pikachu VCR. Gosh.
Pikachu VCR is amazing. But yeah, we have a whole bunch of cool retro stuff coming up.
Oh yeah, I can't wait, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
I can't wait.
And we're also gonna do the new stuff, the Xbox 360s, the Xbox Ones, PlayStation 4s, PlayStation 3s, systems. I mean, I have a lot of that stuff that I'm bringing in. Nintendo Wii U, Nintendo Wii, Nintendo. In general. I'm just really interested to see how things end up working out with GameStop and. We already have Game Exchange, and I walk into Game Exchange sometimes, and funny story about Game Exchange. I walked in, and someone was trading in a regular Nintendo in the box. And I watched them give the guy $8 store credit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I watched them, and, I wanted to be like, hey, I will give you $20 cash.
Yeah.
But, I don't do that in those big stores.
Yeah.
It was crazy to see, it was right there in front of it. Anyway, I never ended up getting it either. So I wanted to get it, but I'm just...
Yeah, so many of those situations.
If we give a reasonable price on the games, I hope that we can have a pretty decent return. And I hope to get some cool stuff from the gaming community. Yeah. But I don't sell my stuff online because I like to feed the gaming community.
That's the biggest thing too, that it really seems to happen when someone comes in and trades something really cool like that, especially if it's boxed. Because as a collector, boxed means a lot to me.
It does.
And I'll pay more for boxed.
Right.
Because a lot of times I don't want a Fist card on there. I want everything. But a lot of times when you see that stuff come in, it disappears. And suddenly it's, maybe posted online or it gets shipped off to another store somewhere. But anyway, the fact of the matter is it leaves Central Arkansas never to return. And that's always really frustrated me about chain stores sometimes. And I
Even
mean,
local stores. I mean,
and I get it, but
all the other gaming stores and comic stores, all of them.
yeah.
And myself, I have an eBay account as well. But if
Oh
you
yeah,
go on there, you won't see that I have anything for sale. But I've always been anti sell all the good stuff online
yeah,
because you want your customers to have that. Because
right.
if not, they're going to go online to get it.
And if they're
And
online getting it that,
yeah, they're
they
going
go
to
get
go online and
everything
get
else.
everything else. And
Yeah,
also, you end up fighting yourself for prices.
right.
I mean, I don't
Yeah,
know. I just don't get it. But hopefully this whole breakdown of gaming and getting people in and
yeah,
educating them on everything. Man, I foresee again. You keep using the term golden age of
yeah.
gaming. It is definitely the golden age of gaming, and I foresee a lot of this stuff. Just continuing to be amazing and grow.
Oh yeah,
So,
oh yeah.
um, you do anything on Craigslist? Have you bought any games on Craigslist? Have you seen
I
anything on
have,
Craigslist?
I have.
Anything crazy, dude?
Lately, not really,
Man,
but
Craigslist's been dry lately. It's been awful.
I have picked up a few things. Probably my best find was a Atari 800 XL computer,
Wow.
and a very very nice older couple had actually two of them in the box with everything that they had purchased way back when to run
Probably
their
for like
business,
$1,000.
and they had two of the disk drives, a printer, just a whole bunch of stuff, bunch of box games and everything else. And that was a prized piece of my collection for a long time. But that was probably one of the best. But there's a lot of people that have been posting lately have had some really high prices. I don't want to say eBay prices, but like almost retail price
Right.
for this used
Like old
game.
school retail price,
Yeah.
like $10,000 for something.
I was like, oh, I've got this Nintendo with 20 of the most common games ever, and it just from the low res picture, it's covered in grime.
Yeah,
I want
like
200 bucks,
250. Yeah, $250
with no cables.
as is.
Yeah, we can't test it, so who knows? Yeah, yeah. But yeah, Craigslist, uh, there's there's some solid forums on the internet where you can buy and trade with people that are other collectors as well. Racketboy.com is probably the biggest one that I go to personally. But yeah, there's a lot of different ones. So if you're interested in trading, uh, a couple of the game stores at one point had forums. Some of the local game stores, and that was actually really cool because I got to meet a lot of people
It's
there.
actually something we have coming up too. We're gonna have the forums match,
Oh,
like
that
kind of linked up with our Facebook too, so that
yeah.
whenever somebody posts something on there, we get like kind of a
See, that'll
one
be
up,
really good
something to
to
kind of blend into the social media network. So,
get in and be able to meet with people and converse with people.
well, man, we're really lucky to have. I was able to pick up the web domain,
Yeah,
thegamestore.com.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you can contact us at the game store, sales@thegamestore.com. You can email me directly at
Oh,
Brian with an I at thegamestore.com, BRIAN
right.
at thegamestore.com. Um, this is the end of our first show.
Yeah,
What do you think?
awesome show. Good times.
Good times.
Good times.
We
Great
definitely
oldies.
we talked about a bunch of stuff. I'm pretty sure we're going to revisit some of this stuff come next week.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right.
Hopefully have a little bit better equipment and a
We'll have new
little less
stuff.
rundown.
You know.
If you watch our show, you see us on Facebook. We're going to be uploading this soon. Definitely like us on Facebook. Follow us. Shoot us a review if you've been
Yeah, shoot us a line. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, let us know what you think.
If you got any
let us know what
requests?
you'd like to see. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Let us
yeah.
know what you'd like to see.
I'd like to see more of that Alfred character. Yeah.
Alfred's kind of.
He really did it to me. Yeah, this is really good.
Awesome. But Game Store. I'm Brian Blevins.
I'm Alfred Bonnnabel.
Thank you very much for your time, and we'll see you at the Game Store.
Take care now.
See ya.